Tonight, the 50th anniversary of NASCAR comes to a climax, live in New York City. For 50 years, the tide of NASCAR Winston Cup racing has ebbed and flowed into history. 5 generations of competition has etched 22 names with the coveted title of champion. The next plateau holds just an elite few. 6 men who have won the NASCAR Winston Cup 3 times or more. The trails they blazed became individual eras of dominance. They wrote records that dare to be equal. They propelled this sport into the stratosphere of success. Tonight, a successor joins them and sets his sights on the highest elevation. The Grand Ballroom of one of the great hotels of the world, the Waldorf Astoria in Midtown Manhattan. We welcome you for the 9th consecutive year to live coverage of the NASCAR Winston Cup Awards Banquet. Hi everyone, I'm Bob Jenkins and welcome to a big night in the Big Apple. It's NASCAR's annual trek to New York City. What a great night we have tonight. For the next couple of hours, we'll be honoring the drivers who finished 2nd through 10 in the point standings. But of course, the stars of the evening are Jeff Gordon, the Rainbow Warriors, and Hendrick Motorsports, the champions of the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup season. Joining me, Benny Parsons and Jerry Punch for tonight's telecast. And although the season will end on December 31st as far as the calendar is concerned, for all practical purposes, the Winston Cup season ends tonight, Benny.
It certainly does. And when we left New York last year, we knew that NASCAR's 50th birthday was going to be something special. And something special it was. NASCAR took the name NASCAR all over the country and made it something very, very special. And it looked like that the 50th anniversary was going to be the story of the year. But then, Jerry Punch, about the middle of the year, something happened.
Amazing, Benny. If you take a look at the great dynasties in Major League sports history, whether you're talking about the New York Yankees or the Green Bay Packers or the Boston Celtics, they all shared something special, and that's their ability to deal with adversity. For some, adversity poses a problem. For others, it poses an opportunity, and such was the case for the Rainbow Warriors and Jeff Gordon in 1998. In my opinion, the defining moments came in back-to-back weekends in the middle of May. Now, at the Winston, this team did something they never do. They beat themselves by allowing the car to run out of gas. And then the following week, Jeff Gordon was a little late getting there to practice, and that alarm clock that didn't go off may have provided the loudest wake-up call in motorsports history, because we all know what happened. They went on to win the Winston Cup Championship, 13 wins, 20 consecutive top 5 finishes. What a year. What a championship. And Bob, what a dynasty.
And we will certainly honor them as the evening goes along.
Everyone's thinking about December, getting a seat here at the Waldorf Astoria. A seat, you know, can be brought for a Broadway show. You know, I could walk down right now, go to the ticket booth, and buy a seat for the Lion King. Maybe a year from now until I get in, but at least I know I could buy that seat. The contrast with a top 10 seat for the NASCAR Winston Cup Banquet here this evening, this seat has to be earned. So I proclaim to you folks that the true, toughest seat in New York come the holiday season is occupied by your 1998 champ, Jeff Gordon, and his 9 closest pursuers. At ESPN, we cover the entire...
Congratulations to Jeff and Ray and everyone at Hendrick Motorsports, not only for them for their 3rd championship, but everybody at Hendrick Motorsports for their 4th consecutive Winston Cup championship in a row. And that's quite an accomplishment.
I don't think anybody's satisfied unless they're sitting where Jeff is. It's fun being here, but it's not as much fun as that. I'd like to thank R.J. Reynolds for their support in NASCAR, Winston Cup racing. They've done a great job over the years, and it makes it possible for us to come up here and enjoy ourselves, don't it, Jeff? A lot of fun. Of course, you know, my victory in Daytona really made my year, and that sort of kept me going all year through the hard times that we've suffered.
Jeff Gordon, the Rainbow Warriors up there, Ray, John, Rick's at home. Congratulations again. 3 out of 4 years, you and Terry, y'all done a great job. Won Atlanta, too. I was like, can't believe you got that. Oh, well. I thought I had that one on you. I guess not. So, anyway, let's give this thing a shot here.
You know, my mother once questioned the ability to make a living driving race cars. Guess Mom doesn't always know best. Imagine that Ron Gordon's mom is. It's a huge honor to...
You know, every year we look back on the season, and there's some high points and some low points. It was a good year, don't get me wrong. But if I could do one race over again, it'd be the Coca-Cola 600. I thought I had it in the bag. You know, the win, the $1 million bonus from RGR. But that kid over there passed me with just a few laps to go. Now, that was a tough one to lose. You know, I hope the race fans realize just how important they are to me. I want to begin by saying congratulations to Jeff Gordon, Ray Everham, John Hendrick, the entire Hendrick organization on an entire remarkable season. And the things you accomplished, I don't think that any of us ever expected to be able to do that. You did a great job. You're all real champions and a credit to our sport. And to Rick Hendrick, we're all looking forward to 1999 when we can once again see you enjoying yourself at the track. Get back soon, buddy.
In the end, we won 7 races and accumulated enough points to win a championship in every year for the last 16 years. But this year, it wasn't enough. Jeff and Ray put together an even better year.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, to present the awards of the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Championship Crew Chief, please welcome NASCAR Winston Cup Series Director, Mr. Gary Nelson.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here to honor a key member of the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series Championship team and to present this prestigious award on behalf of NASCAR. Ray Evernham, you've set a new standard in the Winston Cup area, garage area, not only with your great innovations, but your tremendous leadership. On behalf of NASCAR and Winston Cup fans everywhere, congratulations, Ray.
Thank you, Gary. I can of my own self do nothing. John 5:30. Now that's a short and a powerful scripture because we do nothing in life alone. We either go hand in hand with those that are with us now, or we walk in the footsteps of those who have gone before us. Many, many people are responsible for me standing at this podium tonight, and I'm very honored to have the opportunity to thank some of them. I'd like to say thank you to R.J. Reynolds and their Winston brand for putting the Winston in Winston Cup racing and for giving me the opportunity to know T. Wayne Robertson. He was a great friend to our sport and we miss him. I want to say, Mr. France, thanks for NASCAR. Big Bill's vision, coupled with 50 years of your family's hard work, have made this the greatest spectator sport in the world. I'm very proud to be part of it. And the people we always say we can't thank enough, and we really can't. Our sponsors, DuPont Automotive Finishes, Luce Valley, Roseanne Graham, thank you. Pepsi, pretty amazing what we can do when we get that boy a cup holder. Quaker State Motor Oil, 3 Winston Cup championships, what more do you need to know? Chevrolet, great race cars, Goodyear, greatest tire in the world, GMAC, our friends at Kellogg's and Terry Labonte, Haas CNC Equipment, AC Delco, my friends at Ingersoll Rand and Budweiser. And I want to say thank you to all of the NASCAR contingency sponsors and all of the sponsors of our competitors. Without you guys, our sport wouldn't continue to grow. It'd take me about 2 hours to thank everybody I need to thank, and I got less than 2 minutes, I think, so I got to get as many as I can. I want to thank God first for giving me this life, and I thank everybody at Hendrick Motorsports, all of you people behind the scenes, what a great job all year. Chassis Shop, Eddie Dickerson, great cars, man. Hendrick Engines, Randy Dorton, Charlie Seeger's awesome engine program. The Hendrick Engineering Group, Rex, Ken, Gary, Jim Wall, I'm sorry I drove you guys crazy, but thank you. Our NASCAR fans worldwide, thank you so much for watching. Mom and Dad, 2 in a row. If you didn't know that, you'd have built me a bigger garage. My wife, Mary, thank you again for your unselfish sacrifice and support without complaint. My son, Ray J, Daddy loves you, and it's almost bedtime. I want to thank Mark Martin for his friendship and the example he set. His determination and courage in the face of tragedy are something I'll never forget. And Mark, if there is a championship for that, you've already won it. Brooke. Brooke, my partner, thank you very much for being generous and understanding with your family time. And Rick and Linda Hendrick, you people inspire us to refuse to lose. Congratulations on your 4th championship, and thank you. John Hendrick, on behalf of everyone at Hendrick Motorsports, I want to say thank you. You unselfishly stepped out of your life into ours and led us to the best year we've ever had. Congratulations, John. And you, Jeff, you're starting to scare me, bud. You know, I've always said, I've told a lot of people you could be as good as you want to be. And this year you are unbelievable. And I've also said that someday you won't need me anymore. Keep it up and you won't even need a car. You're a deserving champion and a big asset to our sport. Congratulations and thank you. My Warriors, my Rainbow Warriors. To get possession of, especially by effort. To obtain by work. That's the definition of the word win. Hard work, strength, unity, unselfishness, and one heart. That's Ray Evernham's definition of Rainbow Warrior. You've never asked what's in it for me. The question has always been, what must we do to win? Through adversity, you held your heads high and represented your sport with class. To me, to your peers, to your family, to your friends, to your fans around the world, you are the definition of the word champion. I am very proud to work with you. I want to say to everybody in here, you know, these are the times of our lives, and everyone in here is special to me and all the fans across the country. I really sincerely thank you for letting me be part of this. Good night, and God bless you.
More of the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Awards Banquet in a moment.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, time to present the awards to the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Championship sponsor. Please welcome NASCAR's Senior Vice President, Mr. Brian France.
DuPont has been a sponsor of Jeff Gordon since 1993, his first season in NASCAR, the Winston Cup Series. Please welcome Lou Savelli, the president of DuPont Automotive, to accept this year's sponsor award on behalf of DuPont. Lou.
1998 was truly the year of the super team. The Chicago Bulls and what was the NBA, and the New York Yankees, of course. Therefore, I think that it's truly fitting. Yes, I'll clap for the New York Yankees. I think it's really fitting, therefore, that in NASCAR's 50th anniversary year, another super team emerged victorious. The DuPont Automotive finishes number 24 team and the Rainbow Warriors. In winning the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Championship, you combined superb individual skills, incredible dedication, and just plain hard work. Your success is truly a triumph of teamwork. Teamwork marked by your brilliant performance under pressure and your refuse to lose attitude. In the world of sports, as in the world of business, the greatest measure of any team's success is excellence over time. With 3 NASCAR Winston Cup championships in just 6 years of competition, the Rainbow Warriors have established a proud tradition to carry us into NASCAR's next 50 years. And so, Jeff and Brooke and Rick and John and Charlie and Randy of Hendricks Motorsports and the entire organization, and to Ray and those wonderful Rainbow Warriors, the many thousands of DuPont employees and customers, join me in congratulating you, the super team that roared to victory in the world's most competitive form of auto racing. On behalf of them, I accept this award gratefully. We are proud to be your sponsor and your partners in racing.
Now to present the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Championship Car Owner Award. Please welcome NASCAR's Vice President of Competition, Mr. Mike Helton.
Thank you, Mike. Rick and Linda Hendrick, your organization exemplifies the class that you have. This year marks the 4th consecutive NASCAR Winston Cup Series championship for a Hendrick Motorsports team. On behalf of NASCAR, I'm honored to present NASCAR's Championship Owner Award to a very capable John Hendrick, representing team owner Rick. John.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here tonight to accept this award on behalf of Rick and Linda. It's been an unbelievable year, and the people responsible are the incredibly talented group seated up here, the Rainbow Warriors up in the balcony, our people out there in the audience, and of course all 250 Hendrick Motorsports employees who work so hard behind the scenes day in and day out. Thanks to all of you for the incredible amount of talent and sacrifice it takes to achieve a championship in this sport. Jeff, I don't know what more can be said about you after 3 years at this head table. You're just a great champion. You and Brooke are also great people, and not only a credit to this sport, but to all professional sports. Congratulations on your 3rd Driver of the Year honor. What an accomplishment that is. And Ray, congratulations on being named Person of the Year. You've also carved out a place in motorsports history as one of the greatest of all times. Your tremendous technical knowledge is matched only by your outstanding leadership and dedication. Thanks to you, Mary, for all you do for Hendrick Motorsports. Charlie Seegers and your wife, Linda. To win a 4th straight award as Engine Builder of the Year is truly amazing. And of course, the Rainbow Warriors up there in the balcony. This wouldn't have happened without you. We're all so very proud of you. I can't recognize all 250 people at Hendrick Motorsports, but I would like to name a few. Randy Dorton, who supplied the horsepower and a whole lot more since becoming one of our first employees. Eddie Dickerson and the chassis department who built those tremendous cars, along with Ken House, Rex Stump, and Gary Aker. I also want to recognize Jim Wall, whose engineering department seems to always have the answers. I want to say hello tonight to my parents who are watching back home. Here with me tonight, my wife Kathy, my daughter Alicia, Jennifer, and Kimberly. Thanks for all your love and support, and I love you very much. Now I'd like to recognize our sponsors. First, DuPont Automotive Finishes, Roseanne Graham and Lou Savelli. Quaker State, DuPont Corporate, GMAC, Kellogg's, Pepsi, AC Delco, and of course, Goodyear and Chevrolet, winners of another Manufacturers Championship. A special thanks to R.J. Reynolds for making this championship possible. Finally, I'd like to offer a very personal thanks to Bill and Betty Jane France and the entire France family for what they've done for this wonderful sport, and especially what they've done for our family. In closing, Rick and Linda asked me to pass along their special thanks to everyone in the NASCAR family for their support, and for those who have aided the Merrill Foundation so generously in Rick's name. They send their best to all of you and look forward to seeing you in Daytona. Thanks again to everyone. Congratulations, Jeff and Ray. Good night, and God bless you.
Stay with us for more of the NASCAR Banquet, live from New York.
Well, that's it. We're done. Good night. Oh, we have something else to do? Do we have someone else to hear from possibly here tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, we're all ready. The moment we've waited for all evening. Let's meet the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup champion.
The 50th anniversary of NASCAR is about to come full circle. But first, we must revisit a small empty square. The 4 words that follow contain a powerful challenge. Only the most prepared, confident, and talented can attempt to pen the final bold stroke of accomplishment. You can refuse them no longer. Jeff Gordon and the Rainbow Warriors have set a new standard for the ultimate in long-term performance. It is a potent package of speed, consistency, calculated risk, timing, and sometimes just seat-of-the-pants racing. Here is the combination that unlocked their stellar season. To run for a championship, the best place to start is at the head of the grid. Gordon captured a season-leading 7 Bud poles. He put the Super in Super Speedway at California, Charlotte, and Pocono. Downsizing only in distance, Jeff upended the quick times on the milers at Dover and Loudon. Switching the setup to steer left and right, Gordon swept the road course top spots at Sears Point and Watkins Glen. To prevail over 33 races, you must finish. 26 times the Rainbow Warriors placed in the top 5. They did it with chassis changes that held them in contention. They did it with precision pit stops that took them from mid-pack to the front. They did it with a cool and calculating coach. And they did it with a man in the cockpit who has an uncanny feel of when to press for the pass and the sense to bide his time. Jeff Gordon is a beacon that draws the Winston Noble 5 bonus money to his signal. At Indianapolis, Gordon uncorked not only his second win at the storied racetrack, but an additional $1 million bonus when he flashed across the final yard of bricks. Journeying to NASCAR Winston Cup's oldest event, Gordon was the only driver who could not be tamed. As his name was being transmitted as the only man to capture 4 consecutive Pepsi Southern 500s, he proudly reaped the rewards of a second Winston Noble 5 and the 3rd Winston $1 million bonus of his career. 330 bonus points were available this year, and with the knowledge that a championship can come down to single digits, the DuPont Automotive Finishes Chevrolet took every advantage of the offer. They led in 26 events. They led the most laps 8 times, and the final tally added a valuable 170 markers to their account. Now, the number that will no longer be unlucky for Jeff Gordon and the Rainbow Warriors. With just 1 at-bat each weekend to add to this column, winning a NASCAR Winston Cup race is a feat which makes this sport unlike any other. Fasten your seatbelt. Rockingham, just the 2nd race of the season. Bristol, his 4th career on the high banks. Charlotte, a 2nd straight Memorial Weekend win. Sears Point, and a permanent seat atop the points. Pocono, with his closest competitor in pursuit. Indianapolis, the only 2-time winner. Watkins Glen, a sweep from the pole. Michigan, capping off a stunning 4-race winning streak. Loudon, a repeat in the fall event. Darlington, history rewritten again. Daytona, victorious under the bright inaugural lights. Rockingham, and a championship trophy just around the next turn. Atlanta. Just 6 years ago, Jeff Gordon was an unknown entering his first NASCAR Winston Cup race. A thrilling title chase, coupled with the retirement of the sport's greatest driver, may have overshadowed his debut. Little did we know what his potential role would become. So much proven, but something yet to prove. On a brisk November evening, the racing world had one final opportunity to see why this team is so hot. With the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship clinched, Gordon attacked Atlanta as if it were his very first race. When the checkered flag fell on NASCAR's 50th anniversary season, Gordon was the race winner, its champion, and possessor of a modern-day record tying 13th win. joining the man he raced with just once. Jeff Gordon has propelled NASCAR Winston Cup racing into the highest echelons of competition and popularity. He now joins just 6 other men as those who can claim the NASCAR Winston Cup 3 times or more. Tonight, we celebrate 50 years of NASCAR, and we salute a champion who has been blessed with the qualities of all those who have come before. The tradition continues. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the driver of Hendrick Motorsports DuPont Automotive Finishes Chevrolet, the 1998 and now 3-time NASCAR Winston Cup champion from Pittsboro, Indiana, Jeff Gordon.
Jeff, before you get going, I have to bring somebody up.
Okay,
so hold the phone a second. Ladies and gentlemen, to present the award to our champion on behalf of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, please welcome the Chairman, CEO, and President of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, Mr. Sam Jabbar. Sam?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am proud to be here tonight representing Goodyear's 95,000 associates as we honor the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup champion, Jeff Gordon, who is the 30th consecutive title holder to win on Goodyear tires. We are also proud of Goodyear's 100th anniversary and NASCAR's golden anniversary that we present our 24-karat gold handcrafted replica on Jeff's number 24 DuPont Chevrolet to the champion tonight. This is your 3rd gold car award, Jeff, and I believe you are now considered a fleet owner. It's my genuine pleasure to add Goodyear's congratulations and a check for $10,000 along with the gold cars, Jeff. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Boy, it's been an exciting week for me and this entire team, and we always look forward as champions to see this gold car. I was taking a look at it earlier, and I'm taking a look at it now, and it is missing one thing, that cup holder that you were talking about earlier, Ray. I want to thank Goodyear for all their support that they give each and every team and driver out there. I think we all know that, we couldn't do what we do out there every single weekend without the great support of them. And to be involved with such a great company that gives us quality tires every weekend. We had great tires this year, but I won't get into that. And but so did everybody else out there. And we can't thank you guys enough for all that you do. This gold car is one of the greatest trophies that a driver can ever get. Thank you for all your support. And, I've got one, Rick's got one. I don't know who the heck's going to get this one, but we'll decide it when we leave here. Thank you very much.
The rings, the check, and a lot more when we return to the Waldorf Astoria.
Well, Jeff, don't go too far. Now, the next presentation to present the 1998 50th Anniversary NASCAR Winston Cup Series Championship Diamond Rings. Please welcome the President of NASCAR, Mr. Bill France.
Thank you very much, Mike. Jeff, would you escort Brooke over? believe this is a new design. Pick up from the other two that you won, and here's a fresh one for each of you. Might make a comment that I was with Jeff today down at the New York Times for the interview, and I want you to know, I have no question in my mind, this man is going to represent this sport in a first class, a great manner, and everyone here will be proud. Thank you very much. Congratulations to both of you. Okay.
I'd just like to say thank you to Bill and Betty Jane France and to NASCAR. This means so much. And also that it's so wonderful to be a part of a sport that always recognizes the wives and the family. And that's just another reason that NASCAR Winston Cup Racing is so unique. And thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Of course, I want to thank NASCAR for everything that they do for our sport. You really get to see the impact that this sport is making in the world out there, especially in a big city like New York. It's great to see the acceptance from all the people, the major networks, all the fun and exciting things that I was able to do this week, but throughout the whole year. And it's a real privilege to be a part of NASCAR Winston Cup Racing. So thank you, Bill and Betty Jane and Brian and Lisa and everybody at NASCAR for everything that you do for us. And it's a great looking ring. Thank you.
Shall we proceed? Next item on the agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, my distinguished pleasure to welcome the President and Chief Executive Officer of the RJR Reynolds Tobacco Company, Mr. Andy Schindler.
Thank you, Mike. Every year I look forward to this event. This banquet marks the culmination of an exciting season of NASCAR Winston Cup racing. We're here tonight to celebrate the season's excellence, outstanding racing, and overall achievements in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. We're here to pay tribute to the drive, the determination, and the tremendous effort put forth each day by the racing teams, the officials, and the sponsors. But special tribute goes to the millions of NASCAR Winston Cup fans across the country who are the foundation for the spirit, the vitality, and enormous success of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Jeff, tonight is your night, but first, I'd like to take a moment to speak to Rick Hendrick, owner of the 1998 Winston Cup championship winning team, who's watching from home tonight. Rick, you accomplished something this season that's never been done before in NASCAR Winston Cup racing, and that is an owner winning 4 consecutive championships. I'd like to congratulate you and everyone at Hendricks Motorsports for putting together one of the finest organizations in the history of this sport. From the top down, Hendrick Motorsports has become the envy of those who hold dearly the concept of teamwork. Rick, your brother John has kept that winning tradition alive this year. In fact, he's 1 for 1 at winning championships, and not even you can match that kind of productivity. Rick, congratulations, buddy. And speaking of productivity, how about this Jeff Gordon? Talk about winning traditions. You know, I hand out many checks to drivers each year. Checks to Winston Cup champions, to winners of the $1 million Winston No Bull 5, to the winners of the Winston. And I tell you what, I see a lot of Jeff Gordon. In fact, I was doing some quick calculations this week. Of the 12 checks I've had the pleasure to present, this gentleman here has been on the receiving end of 8 of those.
Thank you, Andy.
I think that speaks volumes about Jeff Gordon and his extraordinary success in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Jeff is a winner. The achievements he's chalked up are truly remarkable. He's won 3 Winston Cup titles, he has 42 career victories, and has amassed $26 million in career winnings. And this year, Jeff tied Richard Petty's modern era record of 13 victories in 1 year. Jeff, you, Ray Evernham, and the Rainbow Warriors have carved your place as one of the most successful teams in the 50-year history of NASCAR racing. A lot of people in this sport refer to you as the Kid, but tonight, with your 3rd NASCAR Winston Cup title in 4 years, let there be no mistake, you've earned your place. You the man. Jeff, congratulations on your 1998 championship. It gives me great pleasure to present you with this record-setting check for $2,992,272. Add to that your $2 million in bonus checks for your Winston No Bull 5 wins at Indy and Darlington, and that brings your total NASCAR Winston Cup bonus to $4,992,272. Congratulations, Jeff.
Wow. Needless to say, it's always nice to see Andy. Love it every time you come to the track, Andy. Oh, boy. Well, thank you very much. And thank you, Andy. R.J. Reynolds and NASCAR have made the NASCAR Winston Cup Series what it is, the greatest motorsports competition ever. I'm so proud to be a part of it. I realize how fortunate I am to stand here before all of you reflecting on a season I can't even describe in a sport that I love and respect. Racing has been my life. It's everything I've ever done. From the time I was playing with little toy cars or racing quarter midgets, it's the only thing I ever wanted to do. I feel like I'm no different than the little kid who was swinging a bat and years later found himself winning the World Series, or the boy who maybe threw a football around the yard and now has 3 Super Bowl rings. We all set goals for ourselves, and we all work hard to achieve them. But every step of the way, we think, I'm never going to win at that level. And then all of a sudden, not only are you winning at that level, but you're winning the ultimate prizes. Looking back on this season, I can't believe what we accomplished. If you could wish it to happen, it happened. This was the type of year that only comes around every once in a great while. I'll live with these memories the rest of my career. I have a lot to be grateful for, a lot to be happy about, and so much to thank God for. In a winning season, much of the credit goes to the driver. But I'm not the only one, or I'm not the one who builds the cars, or the one who changes the tires, or the one who puts together a competitive championship team. I'm just one piece of the puzzle. And I want to talk about the people who made our season possible. Ray Evernham is the only crew chief I've ever known. We started out with Hendrick Motorsports as a package deal, and we've become a great team. I believe in him. Obviously, he believes in me. And we know what each other is thinking. We know what it takes to get our jobs done. I want to thank my team, the true warriors of NASCAR, as we better know them, the Rainbow Warriors. So let's give them a round of applause. There's no doubt that I couldn't have done anything without you guys this year. This team, led by Ray, allowed us to be consistent, to take chances, and end the season in a big way. In the past, the end of the season hasn't quite been too good, and there's been some big hurdles for us. But this year, we wanted to run better, no matter where we were in the standings, but especially if we were going for a championship. It's because of these guys that we were able to exceed every goal we set for ourselves at the beginning of the season, and even the ones that we didn't set. One regret this year that I did have is that Rick Hendrick wasn't there with us in Victory Lane. I really wanted to just pick up this season and just throw it into next season so he could be there for this amazing experience. We've missed you, Rick, and we can't wait to take you to Victory Lane next year. So thanks again to you and Linda. Now, John Hendrick, his brother, came in on board this season to run Hendrick Motorsports. And for him, it probably wasn't the easiest thing to do. And I'm sure it was a long year because I know how tough me and this guy can be. But for John to step up and hang in there with us and then to win a championship, well, he deserves a lot of credit. And John's wife, Kathy, she deserves a big thank you for all she did to support John and the rest of us. I especially want to thank everyone at Hendrick Motorsports, including the engine, chassis, R&D shops, and my teammates, Terry Labonte and Wally Dallenbach. Now, I know John and Ray both mentioned our sponsors, but of course, I want to personally thank them because they are so important to what we do. First of all, thanks to DuPont Automotive Finishes. It's great to have Lou Savelli here and Roseanne Graham, and to all the other DuPont businesses for all their support. Quaker State, GMAC, Kellogg's, Pepsi, AC Delco, Haas Automotive, and SDRC. These are the organizations that make it possible for us to do what we love, week in and week out. And I'm so proud to have them on our team. And thanks to Goodyear and Chevrolet. And I especially want to mention how proud we were to win that final race in Atlanta and wrap up that manufacturer's championship for Chevrolet. We won it in the final race, so it was a pretty exciting way to end the season. And this incredible championship week wouldn't be possible without the special people at Winston and NASCAR. It's a little different this year without T. Wayne around. He was a great guy, and he meant so much to this sport and all of us. I know we'll all miss him. Now, Cliff Pennell had some pretty big shoes to fill, but he jumped right in, and I think he's doing a great job. A lot of people worked really hard to make this a winning season for our team, but since some of them work behind the scenes, they're not always recognized. So I want to give a big thanks to everybody at JG Incorporated, Performance PR Plus, and also Max Hilton and MRO, who brings the Lord a little bit closer to us every weekend. I couldn't do it without any of you guys. I have another group of people I want to thank. I've saved them for last, not because that's where they fit in the ranking, but because they mean so much to me. Of course, I'm talking about my wife, Brooke, my family, and my fans. Brooke is one person I can share all my inner feelings and thoughts with, whether they're good or bad. She's a huge supporter, and I'm so thankful to have her in my life. I love her. Okay, and moving on. I've talked a lot in the past about how my stepfather started me in racing and how my mom supported it all. They did so much for me. Now that I'm a little bit older, with a few more years of experience under my belt, I can't see that I would have the kind of life that I do now if they hadn't have gotten me involved in racing. They're here tonight. I want them to know how much I love them and thank them for everything they've done. Thank you for the breather. I sometimes wonder if the race fans out there really know how much their support means to all the drivers that they follow. And I really wonder if my fans know how much I appreciate their loyalty and their strength. These fans are with me all season long. They motivate me and inspire me. And it makes me feel very good that I was able to give them a winning season in return. And I want to thank Action Performance Companies for making all those fans look as good as they do with all that apparel that they sell at all those racetracks. You know, earlier this year, as part of NASCAR's 50th anniversary, I was honored as one of the 50 greatest drivers. And I say honored because that's what it was. An honor to be mentioned with the names on that list: Petty, Yarborough, Pearson, Earnhardt, Waltrip, and many others. I admit I'm still learning the history of the sport, still being educated on the competitors who make NASCAR what it is today. But I know how fortunate I am to be mentioned in the same breath with these great drivers. And I know how hard I'll work to stay there. I'm really proud of what we accomplished this year, and I sometimes still can't believe it. And I really can't believe that we had this kind of a season during NASCAR's 50th anniversary. It's beyond anything I ever dreamed. Thank you to everyone who made this a season to remember. Good night. God bless you.
Takes 7 consecutive. Lombardi's Packers can claim an indisputable run.
Just about together, but Petty had the lead.
The Yankees are getting it. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship, and Jeff Gordon wins the Napa 500. It's his 13th victory of the year, and another mark is established and put in the record books.
We want to leave you tonight with a closing thought to kind of put a real strong period on what this night and what this year, NASCAR's great 50th anniversary season, has been all about. The author John Jerome called the sweet spot in time when a team or an athlete performs at a level that really defies explanation. See, at that point, all parts of the team move with rhythmic perfection and together achieve greatness. These Rainbow Warriors who make up part of Hendrick Motorsports, it performed at record-setting levels in 1998 in earning the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. It's an unprecedented, as you've heard, 4th time in a row for the Hendrick team and the 3rd and 4th seasons for Jeff and company. The foundation of this team was set by Ray Abraham and 6 individuals that have been part of the organization for all of Jeff's wins and championships. Ed Guzzo, Brian Weitzel, Andy Papathanassiou, Mike Trower, Darren Jolly, and Michael Landis have gone about their jobs professionally and flawlessly, building a team that can now check the box marked Dynasty. It's what makes the sports world go round. We see it all the time. Teams and individuals that really rise to the occasion when the biggest prize is on the line. It seems all too reasonable in this 50th anniversary season for NASCAR that while we honor the heritage of the sport, Jeff put up numbers of historic proportion, winning this 3rd NASCAR Winston Cup Championship at the age of 27. Several drivers can say they've won multiple Winston Cup championships, but none can say they've done it at such a young age. During this summer, while Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa were making news and sports headlines, chasing a time-honored record of 61 home runs in baseball, Jeff, you were making the assault on a Richard Petty record for wins in the Winston Cup modern era. And tonight, for the 3rd time, Jeff is honored as the champion in this sport. Chased down legends, passed them with courage and skill, flawless precision behind the wheel, and yes, we'll have to say it one more time, youthful good looks. They've all taken this sport to a new level of acceptance across America. The word dynasty gets thrown around a lot in sports. We do it all the time, sometimes too quickly. But for now, if you're going to talk that word and Jeff Gordon, you have to answer yes. But what makes sports so great? In 70 days, you're all going to reassemble down at Daytona, see who the challengers will be for the 51st NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. On a personal note, I want to take my hat off to Winston, R.J. Reynolds, and everyone at NASCAR for making me feel so welcomed on this evening, and publicly, and with all of you, for one last time, as we say goodnight, a final salute to the champion, 1998 50th anniversary season of NASCAR, Mr. Jeff Gordon.
Winston Cup season comes to an end, and to quote a very famous former driver and now color commentator on television, wow.
Wow. That was something else. And Jeff got through it tonight, and $3 million. Boy, we have come a long ways in this sport.
We certainly have. Dr. Jerry Punch will join us in a few moments down on stage, and he will have more comments from the champion, Jeff Gordon. So stay with us. We still have more from the Waldorf Astoria and the Winston Cup Awards banquet. It's been a great night here at the Waldorf Astoria as we have honored the drivers who finished in the top 10 in the points, and especially, of course, the champion, Jeff Gordon. Dr. Jerry Punch standing by with him down on stage. Doc?
Well, Jeff, all I can say is wow. Now you can take a deep breath. Almost $3 million in bonus money, and by my calculations, that means this year you're right at $9 million.
Well, that's incredible. And, you know, we always look at money when we come here to the New York banquet, but just the pure prestige of being in this room and being honored as a champion is quite an honor. And I'm very proud to be the champion. Hope I can represent the sport as well as the past champions have. This is a fun and exciting sport to be a part of. But you got to also thank R.J. Reynolds and Winston for all the money that they do put up, and makes this evening even that much more exciting, and this season that much more amazing.
Hey, we are so impressed with what you guys have done. We kidded you about the alarm clock at the middle of the year, but the defining moment when you guys decided to get down to business, no one could run with you. You went on top of the points and stayed there for the final 20 events.
Well, you know, I think that Ray Evernham's looking for me to sleep in again next year and miss that wake-up call, because it certainly turned our season around. And, you know, you got to look at situations like that motivate, whether it's the driver or the team or whatever. And we had things this year that motivated us. But, you know, when you have a great team like this, it steps up to the plate. When things like that happen, that's what makes a championship caliber team. And we did it in every single aspect, from, you know, Charlie Seegers building our engines, you know, to the guys building the race cars in the shop, to Ray Evernham and my communication at the racetrack and great pit stops. And to me, it just epitomizes what a great team's all about.
Hey, Jeff, you're a great champion. Go celebrate and relax a little bit.
Oh, you know I certainly will. I tell you what, we can't wait to celebrate this. And like you said, I can finally breathe a big sigh of relief. Thank you, Jerry.
Jeff Gordon, the champion, and what a dynasty for Hendrick Motorsports, Bob. 4 in a row for Hendrick Motorsports.
And a $9+ million race driver. Jeff Gordon's engine builder, Charlie Seegers, wins the A.E. Clevite Engine Builder Award, $50 grand.
The Rebecca's Top Stopper Award goes to Jeff Gordon, a check for $50,000.
And he also wins $50,000 for the MCI Fast Pace Award.
And in 1998, Jeff Gordon won more Bud Pole awards than anyone else. He got a check for $40,000. Evernham, a check for $10,000 from the folks at Budweiser.
Well, I'm glad he won this one, $100,000 from the DuPont Oh No Finishes people.
And the Tosco 76 Gasoline Contingency Award goes to Jeff Gordon, a check for $25,000.
And those who won poles and went on to win races this year, the Tosco 76 Challenge, Jeff Gordon, Bobby Hamilton, Bobby Labonte, and Mark Martin. But the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup season has drawn to a close here tonight. We want to thank all the officials and all of the people who made the 50th anniversary season of NASCAR so special. Here's our salute. Thanks for joining us.
Brings tears to my eyes to be able to get back out there and compete like this. I never thought I'd see it.
I thought I was done, but I'm doing pretty good right now.
Ricky Rudd has done it.
So much emotion. This is winning for me.